Hey guys, welcome to EduTap. I hope each of you is happy, healthy and fine and taking very good care of yourself. I'm your mentor Veer and I welcome you all in lecture 31 on government schemes. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So guys, if you are new here or you are checking our video for the first time, I would like to give you a small orientation regarding the government schemes. So guys, there are three questions that I would like to address. That is, first, why we are focusing so much on the government schemes. So if you analyze the previous year trend of RBI as well as NABARD, questions worth of almost 15 to 20 were asked in the RBI grade B and 25 to 30 were asked in the NABARD grade A. So this is a huge weightage in the terms of marks in the phase 2 of our exam. So if you understand that why these government schemes are important from our exam point of view, then we need to bring the next question, that is, what are the schemes that are relevant from our exam point of view? So schemes that have been in use in the past 1 year, before the examination, or the newly launched schemes that have been introduced for the first time by the government. Suppose our exam is going to be held in the month of January. Just take an example. So what are the schemes that are relevant from our exam point of view? That is, that have been launched in the past 1 year, or the already existing schemes that are found mentioned every now and then in the media. So if you understand that why these schemes are important, if you understand what are the schemes that are important from our exam point of view, then I will bring to you the next question is how to approach or how to read the schemes. So guys, for that I would like to give you the important dimensions that are need to be focused upon while covering up the schemes. So guys, these are the dimensions that you need to focus upon. So first is, you need to know about the nodal ministry, then aims and objectives of the scheme, the target of the schemes, the beneficiary if there is any other scheme, then the key features of the scheme, associated umbrellas, sub schemes. Guys, for the new students, I would like to tell you that we have already covered a recent scheme, that was the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana. That was an umbrella scheme and it has sub-components. We have already covered that scheme in 3 parts. In the first video we have talked about the umbrella scheme, and the next 2 videos we have talked about the sub schemes. So all these dimensions are relevant from our exam point of view, and question can be framed on any of these. They can simply ask the full form of acronym of the scheme. They can ask about the objective of the scheme, then certain targets from the features they can ask. So these are the dimensions that we need to focus on from our exam point of view. Okay, so guys, if you understand this orientation regarding the government schemes, now I would like to introduce to you our today's video, or the scheme that we're gonna cover up today is PM Swanidhi, that is Pradhan Mantri Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi. So guys, this is the scheme that we're gonna cover up today. Now I would like to bring your attention towards the images that have been shown here. So guys, if you see or observe this picture, there have been many of the street vendors like vegetable sellers, there are fruit sellers, there are rediwalas, there are, we can say, this is a person who is, we can say, just selling street foods. So all the rediwala, chaatwalas, fruit sellers, or we can say the small vendors that are providing the vending system in the urban areas, the nearby rural areas. So all these are focused through this scheme. How, what are the final details? We will come to that in the coming slides. So I hope now you understand this PM Swanidhi is something related with the street vendors, panwalas, rediwalas and all those. Okay, so let's start with the introduction of the scheme. So guys, I have already mentioned you about the dimension that we need to focus upon. So starting from the introduction, I would like to give you about the launching year first. So this scheme is a newly launched, automatically becomes important from our exam point of view. So this scheme was launched in the year of 2020, recently launched. Then the second dimension was the nodal ministry. So the nodal ministry is Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. So these are the 2 important dimensions that we have covered up. Then there is one more dimension is, under the nodal ministry, there is one agency which is responsible for implementing this scheme, and that is Small Industries Development Bank of India. So guys, we have covered the dimensions starting from the launching year to the nodal agencies. So that was about the first slide, that is introduction to the scheme. Now coming, what is the objective behind launching this scheme? So guys, in the picture we have seen that there was lot of street vendors. So the aim of this scheme is to benefit over 50 lakh street vendors. So guys, one more dimension that we have covered is the scheme is targeting street vendors and the target is of covering almost 50 lakh. These kind of questions can be asked in the phase 2 of our exam, like under PM Swanidhi scheme, what is the target of street vendors that need to be covered up? The answer is 50 lakh. So these kind of figures become crucial for the phase 2 point of view. Now we have talked about the target or objective, or we can say aim. Now we'll talk about the objective. This is another important dimension. If the first question is on the full form, acronym or the target, then the next question will be on the objective. If you analyze the previous year question, a lot of questions are directly asked from the objective section. So guys, the first and foremost objective of this Swanidhi scheme is to facilitate working capital loan of rupees 10,000. So for these ready walas, chai walas, we are providing the loan up to 10,000 rupees. So one more important fact from the exam point of view. Now the next objective is to incentivize regular repayment. On one hand, when you are providing the loan, so you will expect the payer to pay the loan on a we can say as per the duration or as per regular repayment has to be done. So for that there will be an incentive regarding the repayment of this loan. How we will take that up? So not only we are providing the loans under this scheme, we are also incentivizing these vendors so that they can make the repayment on time. Then the third objective is to reward the digital transaction. So when you are repaying, if you are repaying the loan through some digital mode, you will also get some reward. So there are three objectives. First, you are providing the loan of up to 10,000. Then you are incentivizing for the regular repayments. Then you are also providing the benefits for digital transactions. How, what, when? We will take that up in the coming slides. So guys, I hope you have understood the target as well as objective of this scheme. So now we'll talk about who are the eligible lending institutions under this scheme. Because the scheme is about providing the loans, so there are some eligible institutions who will provide you the loan. So all the scheduled commercial banks, regional rural banks, cooperative banks, non-banking financial companies, microfinancial institutions, even the self-help group banks. I hope you might feel confused regarding this self-help group banks. Guys, there is this concept of that bank will provide the loan to some self-help group and from there you can borrow the money. So this is not actually an entity. Self-help group bank, it is basically you are getting the loan from a bank through self-help groups. Okay, so basically all the eligible institutions within the Indian economy are covered under this scheme. Sorry. So that is about what are the institutions that from where you can get the loans. Now there are some additional documents which you need to have in order to get the loan. If I am a vendor, I need to show my Aadhaar card as well as voter identity card. So these are the two documents that I need to show to the eligible institutions in order to get the loan sanctioned. So guys, we have talked about introduction, we have talked about the aim, objective, and what are the eligible institutions that can provide you the loan and what are the documental requirements. There is one more documental requirement, guys, that I will tell you in the end of the session. So guys, now coming to the key features of the scheme. So the working capital loan of up to 10,000 is to be provided. We have talked about this in the objective section, and repayable in monthly installments within 1 year. That means you have to pay the loan back within 1 year. So this is another important point. So first is you were provided loan of 10,000 rupees. That was the objective, and that loan has to be repaid in monthly installments and within 1 year. Then the second objective was, if you recall, that there was certain, we can say, reward regarding the repayment on time. So this point is about that. An interest subsidy of 7% per annum will be credited to the account of the beneficiary on a 6-month basis. Okay, so if you are paying your loan on time or before time, even there is a provision for paying the loan before time. So for that, you will get a interest subsidy of 7%, and this amount will be credited directly to your bank account. Okay, so we have covered the two objectives. One was providing the loan and one other was rewarding system for repayment on time. So how we have covered both the dimension. Then there was third dimension in the objective section, which was regarding the digital transaction. So guys, if you are making the digital transactions, or if you are repaying your loan through digital transaction, maybe using some QR code, through UPI, or whatever the digital mode you are using, for that there is a monthly cashback. Monthly cashback which may vary from rupees 50 to 100 regarding your digital payments. So not only you are getting the loans, you are also getting reward in terms of paying the loan on time. Moreover, if you pay the loan through online digital transaction, there will be a cashback from rupees 50 to 100. So these are the three dimensions or three objectives and how they are covered. Now there are some additional features of this scheme, guys, that there will be no penalty on yearly repayment of, or early, sorry, not yearly, early repayment of loan. So if you are paying the loan before time, there will be no penalty. So guys, thing is, when banks provide you loan, and for it is something, maybe you can say that banks has to categorize it, has to note it down in its account book. So if you want to pay the loan before time, so generally what banks do, bank charge a penalty, because bank has to do the planning, okay, and he's earning the interest. So the loss that he was, suppose you have taken a loan for 5 years and you have to pay the interest. So if you want to close this loan in 3 years, there will be loss of 2-year interest for the bank, because the loans that are provided by the bank is an asset for the bank, okay, because he is getting an income. So for this loan, or this loss of loan, loss of amount that was, you have closed the interest, you have closed the loan within 3 years, so there was a loss for 2 years interest. So what bank will do? Bank will charge a penalty on you for closing the loan before time. I hope you understand this point, okay. But in this case, there will be no penalty for closing the loan before time. Now guys, I already mentioned that SIDBI is the implementing agency, and it will provide the guarantee through Credit Guarantee Fund Trust for micro and small enterprises. Now guys, there is a tenure for timeline for this scheme for which you can avail the benefit or you can get the loan. So the timeline is from June 2020 till March 2022. So this is the timeline for which this scheme will remain active, or until the next notification came regarding this scheme. So for now, this is the timeline. So guys, we have covered different dimensions of this scheme. We have talked about the introduction, which is the launch year, the nodal agencies involved. Then we have talked about the targeted beneficiaries under this scheme. We have talked about the other dimension, which is the objective, and then we have talked about the key features of the scheme. Now guys, there is one more dimension, or certain facts regarding the one more dimension, which are from the current affairs. So guys, let me tell you first that if you analyze the previous year question, there was, first question was, suppose take any scheme, let's not take an example, but just if you analyze the previous year paper, there was questions like, the first question on the full form of the scheme, like this. So our scheme is PM Swanidhi. So they can ask the full form of this acronym, that is Pradhan Mantri Street Vendor Atmanirbhar Nidhi. So this is the full form. Then the next question they can ask on objective. Generally they have followed this trend. So next question was on the objective. Then the third question may be from the current affairs or maybe from certain key features. They may ask about the amount of loan that can be sanctioned. So the answer is 10,000. And the last question, there are generally 4 questions, 3 to 4 questions from a passage on any of the scheme. So the fourth question may be from the current affairs section. So this is why the current affairs sections are important. We do not, schemes not only become important because it was in news, it also becomes important because of certain facts in the news. Okay. So these facts are quite relevant from our example point of view. For example, there was a news in the month of November that 27 lakh applications have been received out of which 14 lakh have been sanctioned and almost 8 lakh loan has been dispersed. So there was a news about this scheme in which 27 lakh applications have came, 14 lakh have been sanctioned, and for which and almost 8 lakh loans have been dispersed. So this is the news. Now a question can be framed on this news as well. How? We will see when we take up the connecting the dots. So guys, coming to the connecting to dots section. In this section, we will try to revise the entire scheme through some MCQs. So guys, let's start with our first question, which is the launching year of the scheme. The scheme was launched in the year 2020. So recently launched scheme, quite important from our exam point of view. Then the next question is about the implementing agency. The answer is SIDBI. Then the third question is about the full form of the scheme, that is the Pradhan Mantri Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi. So another important question can be asked in the phase 1 as well as phase 2. Then the aim or target to benefit how many vendors? There is a target of benefiting 50 lakh vendors. Guys, let me tell you about a brief background of this scheme. I missed that while the introduction part. This scheme was launched basically because there was a COVID situation and there was a lockdown across the country. So these small vendors have to return to their home place and all those things happened. We know there was a lot of trouble in the economy and due to which there is a job loss. So now to counter that effect, government is providing you the loan facility without any collateral. You know that there was a credit guarantee trust fund which was providing the guarantee through SIDBI. So you do not have to get the bring the collateral for this loan. This loan will be collateral free and SIDBI will provide that guarantee. Okay. So this was the brief background about this scheme, that why they are targeting this particular section of the society, because they have to bear this burden because there was a lockdown. So how will they earn? Okay. Now things are getting back normal or getting back on the track. So they are providing them the loan facility because they are not having the current liquidity situation. Na? If they are working regularly, they are providing their charts, thellas and all those. So there is a liquidity in the market for them. But now after 6 months of lockdown or all those things, they are facing the liquidity crunch. So to overcome that, government is providing the loans through this scheme. Now guys, the amount of loan involved under this scheme is 10,000. We have covered this point multiple times. Then the interest subsidy, if they are providing the loan of 10,000, there was second point which is providing the rewards in term of timely payment, and the reward was 7% of interest subsidy will be directly credited to your bank account. Now the third point is the amount of cashback. If you pay the loan through the digital transaction mode, you will also get a monthly cashback of rupees 50 to 100. You can use any of the, even you can use Google Pay, UPI, any of the UPI instrument you can use, or any other mode, but the mode must be digital. Then the tenure of the scheme, this is one of the key features of the scheme. The tenure is from June 2020 till March 2022. Now guys, I mentioned the 4 questions, one on the full form of the scheme, then the next was on the objective of the scheme, then third was on the key features of the scheme or something like that, some static fact. Now the fourth question was on the news from the current affair. So a question can be asked, and how the number of application received under this Pradhan Mantri Swanidhi scheme is 27 lakh. I mentioned this as November 2022. So whenever there is an update, for example in the month of Jan, there is another news which came and it says that the number of applications increased to 35 lakh. So you have to refer this figure instead of this. Then this figure become irrelevant. Okay. So I already mentioned that this is just to give you an idea regarding what kind of questions can be asked from the scheme along with the theory part of the scheme. So guys, that's how we approach the scheme from our exam point of view. Now guys, through this video, before concluding the session, I would like to ask you a homework question that needs to be done and answer in the comment section. So guys, which authority to decide for identifying the vendors I mentioned in the start that you need to bring the documents only, that is Aadhaar card and voter card, and there I skipped one point deliberately and mentioned it that by the end of the session I will take it. So this is the point, guys. I am a vendor. Suppose I am putting a radar or something like that, any of the chart shop, though I am teaching you at the moment. So if I am doing that, or if I go to the bank, how will I prove that I am a fruit seller or I am a chart wala? So there has to be some authority that will decide this. Okay. So one of those authority that provide those certificate under the scheme, you have to mention the name of that scheme in the comment box, because guys, though this point is we can say important but less important from our exam point of view, but you need to be aware of this fact as well, because we are covering the scheme, so we need to cover it from the all the dimensions so that rarest of the rare fact won't be skipped. So guys, this is the answer for which you have to search for, though this is not the only authority that is responsible, but majority of the cases are referred to this authority. Okay, so please mention the name of the authority who is responsible for providing the certificates under Pradhan Mantri Swanidhi scheme that will identify that you are a vendor, or we can say you are a particular type of street vendor under that needs to be covered under Swanidhi scheme. So guys, this is your homework question. Please answer in the comment section, because these kind of questions are important, and that's why my intentions are to make this session more interactive through the comments. Now guys, there are some regular students, especially Durlabh, who is continuously following our videos, and through this video I would like to thank him for his sincere efforts and putting the answers in the comment box. Thanks Durlabh, thanks for following us, and please stay sincere like this. Moreover, others can join your league so that we can make this session much more interesting. Moreover guys, if you want me to go on live with these kind of sessions, you have to comment in the comment section and make sure that the number of views will increase. Only then I will be able to make it possible for you. So guys, that's all from my side. If you like the video, please do subscribe to our channel, share it with your friends, and do give a thumbs up. Moreover guys, if you want to download the PDF of this video, you can check out our Telegram group, the link of which you can find in the description box. So guys, that's all from my side. I'm your mentor Veer, now signing off.